What's up everyone? This is actually one of my most highly requested tutorials ever. In this video, I'm going to show you how to dragon skin your own Spidey suit. Here's a quick look at what the final product will look like once you've finished dragon skinning everything. We're just going to work on a small portion of the suit for the tutorial. So here's a look at everything you'll need in order to dragon skin your suit. First, you'll need your actual suit piece. Here we're doing the arm for the PS4 Spidey suit. You'll also need a nice flat surface to pin it down to. I'm using a cardboard trifold. You'll also need some pins to pin it down to the board, either sewing needles or thumbtacks, just something to pin it down. You'll need your puff paint. I'm using Slick Tulip Black puff paint. You'll need an application bottle for the dragon skin and the puff paint. You'll also need a metal tip for the puff paint and something to kind of pop the bubbles in the dragon skin later. And of course you'll need your dragon skin. We're using dragon skin medium 10. And you'll also need a mixing cup and a popsicle stick for mixing. Now for this suit I'm just using clear dragon skin. If you want to tint it black, red, or blue or some other color, you can use a silicone pigment. This is just a general store brand that I bought back in San Francisco. But if you want to stick with Smooth On, you can use Silk Pig from Smooth On. Now first things first, you want to pin that suit down. Just like puff painting a normal suit, you'll want to stretch it out a little bit. And of course, once you get to the end of pinning, you'll have to go back and fix a few because of the fabric pulling. Now you'll want to transfer your tulip puff paint into an applicator bottle. So I'm going to put the cap on, shake the paint to the bottom, and then just squeeze it in. Once all the puff paint's in there, I'm going to add the top back on as well as that metal tip. And I'm going to give it a quick tap on the table to get all that paint to settle down in the bottle. The next step is to puff paint the shape where you're going to add the dragon skin. You'll want to do 2 or 3 layers of puff paint, letting it dry between each layer. Now the reason you want so many layers is because the dragon skin itself is very runny. It needs a wall to contain it. So the puff paint acts as that wall so that the dragon skin does not flow all over your suit. The next step is to mix up your dragon skin. I've got my digital scale, my application bottle for the dragon skin, my mixing cup and stirring stick, and of course my dragon skin. The first step is to put your cup on the scale and turn it on, and this will set it to 0 with the weight of the cup included. This way when you're pouring in the dragon skin, you'll get the actual weight of just the material and not the cup. So I'm going to pour in part A first, and I'm going to do about 19 grams. If you're going to add any pigment to it, you'll want to add the pigment after pouring part A and before mixing in part B. The pigment is generally very potent, so you don't need to add a whole lot. Now you'll want to take a paper towel and wipe off both the mixing stick and the can of dragon skin, because it would be awful if you had some of part A on that mixing stick and then it contaminated can B and the whole thing got ruined. And also on can A, especially if there's any material on the lip of the can and you screw that top on, it will dry and crust up and seal it shut. So I'm going to reset the scale back to 0 and I'm going to start pouring in part B. And because this is 1:1 ratio, I'm just going to pour in another 19 grams. I'm going to go ahead and take the top off the application bottle. That way I don't have to do it while the dragon skin is already mixed and curing. Alright, so now I'm on the clock, the product is together, and it's going to start curing immediately. I'm going to go ahead and mix it very thoroughly, just stirring it with the popsicle stick. Alright, so I'm going to hold it up kind of high, let it string out, that way it kind of reduces the air bubbles a little bit, and I'm just going to pour it all in there. There's a little bit stuck in the cup, so I'm going to take the popsicle stick and scrape it out, and then pour that in there as well. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to put the top back on the bottle, and I'll move all this stuff out of the way, and I can start applying the dragon skin. The nice thing about dragon skin is because it is so runny, it kind of self-levels. So you can just squeeze some into your shape, and you can leave little gaps here and there. It doesn't really matter that much. And the dragon skin itself will actually fill in those gaps and level itself out. I'm using the tip of the bottle to kind of squish and move around the dragon skin to help with those gaps as well. You don't have to be super precise about it. You can be kind of messy. Just try to keep it inside the puff paint and you'll be good to go. So I'll just go ahead and keep squeezing this dragon skin out all over the shape and kind of filling it in. So now that I've got it all squeezed out and it's all in there, I'm going to take my little sewing needle, I'm going to go pop bubbles, and I'm going to move the dragon skin around to try and fill those holes. And you'll see the bubbles kind of pop themselves a little bit, but it helps to just go ahead and pop the big ones with the needle and it will cure itself. I had a little bit of runoff on the side, so I'm just using my needle to kind of scrape that back inside the puff paint wall. Alright, that's how you add a layer of dragon skin to your Spidey suit. It's actually not that hard, it's pretty easy. Here's what the final product looks like on that glove piece. If you've got any questions, drop them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.